Hello everybody, it's your crazy cat lady friend. This is Diana. This is my little friend Fallon here. She loves to sit here with me. My trusty dog Ranger is on the floor next to me, as always. And today we're going to talk about paper clutter. So for the past few months, especially this year, this is the year 2019, I've been working on my paper clutter. I'm trying to get control. And so I'm hoping that some of the tips that I give you today will be something that will help you. Now, these are not really my ideas. I glean stuff from other people. I watch videos. I listen to people talk about paper clutter. And so I'm not going to hold claim to anything I have done here, except that I have a certain type of box that I use. It was a box that's free to me, so I don't go out and buy anything. I'll show you one thing that I did buy, or maybe a couple things I did buy. These are things you can get at Walmart. Some of them you may be able to get at a dollar store. So these aren't high dollar items. This is nothing that we're going to spend a lot of money on. But I have just a cheap shoebox. It's actually something that I got boots in, so it's a little bit larger. And so it fits my papers very well for the entire year. And we're going to pare these papers down as much as possible. And so feel free to work along with me on tips and tricks as I give you these tips and tricks. The first thing, I went to the post office. We do not have a mailbox here. Our mail got stolen one time, so I said forget that. We live right down the street from the post office, so we have a post office box. So I picked up a couple pieces of mail here, nothing interesting. This is actually junk. I went ahead and opened it. Junk mail. I looked at it closely enough to know I don't need it. So this immediately is going into the trash. Now I will tell you, one of my tips is to not even bring it into the house. One of the things I usually do is ditch it while I'm at the post office. If it looks like it needs to be shredded, I'll bring it home and shred it here. Otherwise, this just needs to be ditched. I've got a trash can right next to me, and I just ditched it. This other thing looks like it might need to be filed. I'm not sure I need it or even care, but just in case, sorry, I've got a cat hair. She's been sitting right here, got cat hair on my mouth, on my face, really. I'm gonna, just in case, because I have all of my stuff in just like a boot box. It's not even a huge shoe box. It's a little bit smaller boot. So it's not a huge box. Everything fits in there. So just in case I need it later, I'm going to keep it. I don't think I need it, but this envelope is going in the trash. Okay, so that's my first tip. Get everything into the trash you possibly can. This looks like, I don't think it's going to be that important to me. I'm going to go ahead and show you this box and just show you the size I'm talking about. Now that this box is pretty full, I'm going to move back just a little bit. Uh-oh, it is pretty full, and the top just fell off. The top, for some reason, does not fit well on this. I have better boxes that the top actually connects to the box. But anyway, this is the size box. This used to be Payless Boots. Payless, unfortunately, has gone out of business. But this size box, and even maybe a smaller box, fits every piece of paper that I need for the year. And yesterday, I even pulled some papers out that I'm going to be shredding. So that's the name of the game, right? Let's get these papers out of the house. So if you don't think you need it all, then just get rid of it. Now, my receipts go into one of these smaller accordion files. And I have, believe it or not, I have been purging receipts all year. So you can see there's not a whole lot in there. So when I get my credit card receipt, I mark everything off of that. And then if I ate out or if I bought gas, I go ahead and get rid of those receipts right away. Pretty much I've got them like all for the month, and just all at once I go through and get rid of everything, where the eating out, the gas, and then I'll go ahead and go through the Walmart or Target or Kroger or Aldi, wherever I've been, Sprouts, any of those receipts, and I'll look and see if I have any write-offs, because I do have my own business. So I'll look to see if there's any write-offs. If there are, I need to keep those. And then I go ahead, if it looks like there might be something I need to take back to Walmart at a later time, like maybe it's not going to work out for me or something, I'll go ahead and keep those receipts. So if it's just food, and I know I've already eaten this food, I'm getting rid of it. So if it's like a grocery receipt and it just has food on it, if it's Aldi, it's just food. Generally for me, I don't buy their other products. If it's Kroger, it's pretty much just going to be food. If it's Sprouts, it's usually just food. Sometimes it's soap, but I mean, I'm using it, right? So I'm not going to be sending it back because I'm already using it. Okay, so that stuff can go. So I just get rid of those right away. I used to keep all this junk, and then at the end of the year, it was like a nightmare. So now it's like a once a month thing. So this is just a small accordion file, like I said. This one's really small. Now, that one has my receipts in it. So I'm so thankful. That one's usually bursting at the seams. I'm doing so much better this year that it is not bursting at the seams this year. Okay, now I'm going to show you my larger accordion file, and I used to have 2 of these because it burst at the seams. Well, now I only need 1. So this is just your regular size accordion file. I've got both of these are from Walmart. So the smaller one I've had for years and years from Walmart. This one I probably had 2 or 3 years, and it's fine. It's not tearing up. And so some people use the file boxes. I just use this because I don't really need a file quote box, and I'm going to stick it in this other box, okay? Eventually I'm going to store everything into this box, and since this top doesn't fit on here well, I will tape the top down. I'll put a year on it. In fact, I need to put a year on it right now in a big bold pen so I can read it from afar. I'll stick it up in a closet because my tax receipts will be in here for when we do our taxes. So that's why this box is important to me. If you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff, you know, if you have one little thing that you send off to your accountant or whatever, you may not have to deal with a box like this, but I need a larger box. So I just keep, but anyway, this is my accordion file. Now what I do with my accordion file, this one comes with the little tabs labeled. You can see, maybe not. It says AB right there. So there's an AB, there's a CD, there's an EF, there's a whatever. So all my doctor stuff, there's a CD right here. It says C to D. So all my doctor stuff just goes where it says D. I don't like put it like, okay, Dr. So-and-so and put it under his name and Dr. So-and-so over here under his name. I put all the doctors under D. I put all of the insurance under the tab of the name of the insurance company. So whatever your health insurance name is, I would just stick that under the letter of, you know, the first letter of whatever your company is called. So let's say you use Humana, you might just stick yours under H for Humana, wherever you can easily find it, okay? And you just keep the ones that you need. If you've got something and you don't need it, then get rid of it. There's no reason to keep it. And there are lists, you can Google lists of what you need to keep, what you don't need to keep. So that'll kind of help you. I keep a lot, and I probably keep a lot more than I need. And like I said, yesterday I went and I was like, well, I don't need anything probably from the first 6 months of this year unless it has to do with my taxes again. And so I went through yesterday and I asked Spencer, do you think we need this? And he was like, nope. So the first 6 months of the year I've cleared out, and I'm going to be shredding it later. Probably, well, hopefully later today, we'll see. But anyway, so this goes all the way up to Z. So you've got, these are made up for you. I think they also give you in here blank ones, and you could, if you don't want to use the alphabet ones, if you wanted to type one out or write one out that said Humana or whatever your insurance company is, you could do that, and then you could just write it out there yourself, and that way you know exactly. I just do big categories. So we have a gas company where we live. We have a gas company, we have an electric company, and we have a water company. Okay, we have 3 separate bills, which just creates that much more paper. In Memphis, which we live about 40 miles outside of Memphis, they generally have 1 bill. It's Memphis Light Gas and Water. Well, we have all separate. So I put these in here. So like for our town, our bill is called City of whatever. So anything that goes to City of whatever, I put under C in here, so I know where to look. Now Spencer may not know where to look, but he's either going to look for, you know, water bill or City of. So he knows enough to figure my system out. It's not that difficult. So just think about large categories, so you don't stress yourself out about where is my stuff. Like I said, like doctor, insurance. If you have like an IRA, figure out what name you want that under. If you have 401k, you could put it under F for 401k, or you could put it under the actual company. Whatever's easier for you, that's what you need to do. Whatever your brain thinks about. But like I said, this is actually the whole year, and I can actually close this. It's got that little loopy thing. I can actually close that, and I got enough papers out of here yesterday that it's only about half full now, so I could actually fill it up with more stuff if I needed to. So that's my basic filing system. And then, like I said, I put it into this larger box. Now, yesterday, I worked on some receipts and papers, so I've got some extraneous papers. I'm just gonna set it on top of this file folder that's in the box, and then I'm gonna put what I just mentioned to you, the smaller accordion file. I'm gonna put that back in the box. It all fits in the box, and like I said, this top does not work great on this box, but it works well enough that everything is in here. It's all contained. one box. And like I said, you'd need to, if you have like a Sharpie, this happens to be kind of a bronze color, but usually I just use black. And then I Sharpie the year on there on the end. So if I've got it stuck up in a closet, I can see what year I'm looking at, okay? Now I have this other thing. This is a little basket so Spencer can find what we're looking for. This happens to be kind of a small basket. So what do I have in here? I have stamps, a roll of stamps. I've got checkbook. The bills that just came in recently, I may have paid them, or they might be on bill pay, which is an automatic thing. We try to do as much as humanly possible on bill pay. So if it's on automatic withdrawal, I go ahead and I leave it in here, and we bank online. I leave it in here until in a couple weeks. I will check my banking and see how many of these little pieces of paper came out. And when those come out, or may know if 3 or 4, like today, 3 or 4 of those had come out, so I put them in that box to file. And I didn't file them today, but at some point I will file them. Oh, and this thing that I got in the mail today, I need to put this in here and I will file that. So right now I just stick it on the top, and obviously in a few minutes I can go through and put it where it belongs. So what I have in here right now are things that have not come out of the account yet, or I just mailed it off today. I have receipts that I have not gotten the statement for, and I try to put them, see if I can find something. If I get a receipt in the mail, let's say I get a receipt that's paper sized, and then I just half it, and then I put the receipts. I just only got a couple receipts right here. I just put the receipts in here, shut it, and then this will get bigger, and I circle on these receipts. I'll just show you a Walmart one right here where I did it. Here's a Walmart one. If you can see, I circled the amount right there, and I circled the date is right there. It's hard to see, but anyway, the dates are sometimes hard to find. But I circled that, and then I put it inside here, and then I'll wait till I get the actual bill. And then when I get the bill, I can just get all that done at one time. When the bill comes in, then I just mark everything off. I was telling Spencer yesterday, a bunch of our receipts went missing this month, so I don't know where they went, because this basket is where they go. And he knows that they go in the basket, and I know, and my purse is empty. I've cleaned my purse out. And everything I do, I get paid in checks. I'll just show you the back. So these are the back of the checks. I get paid a lot in checks, and so this is another thing I'm doing. I'm trying to handle these checks as they come in, instead of, so like when I get paid for a cleaning job, because I own my own business, when I get paid for a cleaning job, I'm trying very hard to make myself, because what I was doing was waiting 2 weeks before I was depositing. You know, why do you do that? You've got the money, let's just go ahead, put it in before you lose a check, right? So everything that I deposited is right here in this little plastic bag, and the bag is a little too small at this point in the year, but anyway, it's contained. So it's sitting here as well. And then I've got my information on my Shark rocket, which is what I take with me. And so I have a few other things. So if the Shark rocket tears up, it's got a warranty. So I've got that sitting here. So that's it pretty much for that. Now what I did so that I will remember to deal with this paper clutter every single day. So not only do I throw things away at the post office, or right when I come in the door, I try not to even put it down. I try to walk. Now sometimes I'm carrying so much stuff because I do use a lot of cleaning supplies of my own. If I'm carrying my own stuff, I may have to bring a bunch of stuff in and drop it. So in that case, I may have dropped the mail somewhere. And then at that point, you know, a few minutes later, I will go pick the mail back up, stand over the trash can, discard, get rid of everything you can. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's changed my life as far as being organized. And other people put these in, I got like a notebook that has the plastic. So see, I can mark these off with my little, what are these? Dry erase markers. So it's got the little end on there where you can erase. These are all my colors. I love colorful stuff. So I don't want just black or brown or something boring. I want lots of colors. So these are my dry erase markers. I did buy these at Walmart. I also bought this little notebook protector thing. This has got several pages in it, but what I use most often, this is actually a Fly Lady thing, but she just would tell you to put your morning routine in one protector and your evening routine in one protector. But what I ended up doing, I just switched them out, and then when it comes to the evening routine, I just switch it around. But here's my morning routine. And now mine's pretty long. When you start out with Fly Lady, you're supposed to only do maybe 4 or 5 things on your routine. But one thing I added, I've been adding things as needed. So one thing I added was papers/deposit checks. So that way every single day I see this at the very bottom, papers, deposit checks. So like today I happened to be off work and I sat down and I did my papers. I had a check, deposited it. I worked on my papers and I just went to the post office and I got all my everything paper related got done between today and yesterday. So that's my morning routine. My evening routine is also pretty long. If you don't have pets, my routine includes things like walk the dog, scoop the litter, take my vitamins so I don't forget them. So this is my evening routine, and yes, it is pretty long, but this is how I know that I've gotten everything done for the day. So I don't have to wonder, did I turn the lights off this morning? It's already down here and it's checked off. I check everything off. The reason it's in this plastic is so that I can check off. You can see where I've crossed through with my light green marker. So that's my other thing. That's a way to keep up with, am I doing my papers every day? Or even if it's not every single day, if I have a very busy day, I may not do it every single day. But yesterday I had time to sit down with my papers and I figured out what I wanted to get rid of. And like I said, I just went pretty much through half the year, pulled those out, the first half, because now we're in November, right? So I pulled out January through June, all that, and probably I could have pulled them all out, but what did I pull out? Well, I pulled out, I'd already done all my receipts, so I've just got 1 month of receipts I have to do. But I pulled out like bills that have been paid, like we talked about the electric and the gas, they're all separate, and the water, so I got 3 of those. The doctor bills, I just left them in there in case there happens to be some question. I think everybody knows I'm paid up, but just in case there's a question later, I just left that stuff in there. It wasn't enough to care. But anyway, I called about half the paper, so that was great. All right, so, another thing I was going to show you this, because I'm not discarding my husband's junk mail. So this is his little basket. I found this in the closet when I was cleaning out. It's just a little cheap basket I got years and years ago. I may have got it at a dollar store or Walmart or who knows. But anyway, I put his stuff in here. And then every once in a while I'll say, you want to call through your papers and just get rid of whatever. I just stuck some extra stuff in here from a test he had run the other day. So he probably needs to throw some more stuff away. But that's just a way you can contain things. I've gotten most of my papers out of my kitchen because I've been listening to these people talk about what paper clutter kind of does to us. It sort of clutters up our brain to have all that stuff sitting around. So I'm trying to move as many papers out of my kitchen as humanly possible because that's where everything gets dumped, right? You have one area in your house, it could be a different room from me, but mine is my kitchen, and I'm trying to clear the counters and get everything out of there. So unfortunately it's sitting somewhere else in my house, but it's not in my kitchen, which is where it was. So it's, it's got to sit somewhere, but it doesn't have to be right under your eyeballs all the time. And I'm in my kitchen all the time. So that's just not where I wanted it. It's not calming to have it in there. So anyway, I hope this has helped you. If it has, drop a comment below or like it. Thank you so much for coming to see me today. Again, my name's Diana, and I hope that this paper clutter talk has helped you. Thank you so much. Goodbye.